So today is June 7th, 2020, and it's a Sunday, um, and it's peaceful, which is nice. And I don't have to get dressed to go to church, which is nice. So my partner and I, we did our own church service at home. I preached to him for half an hour out of Proverbs, chapter 6, about sluggards and people who like to sleep all the time. That was fun. There are sleepers among lots of churches, Christians, and I've been through church abuse, and I know that there's a lot of predators that hide out in churches. I have been in and out of churches my whole life. Different churches. So when it was his turn, he was preaching to me about love. And the greatest of the virtues is love, because without love, it doesn't matter what you say, what language you speak in, how many tongues you speak, if you bark like a dog, or get slain in the spirit. That without love, nothing else matters, which is true. I have a friend of mine, a male friend, who thinks that I am a hater. And I keep telling him, no, I'm not a hater. I love people. I love lots of different types of people. I might hate some of their behaviors. I might hate the fact that certain male behaviors exist, like rapists and violence and people who use their brute strength to intimidate and threaten their targets, like little children and wives, and then who use their friendships with police officers to their advantage as they do smear campaigns against their targets, who they later tell a judge that they're afraid of. Yeah, they're either really demented. These kind of people are really demented and damaged from the time of being a little child or teenager, and they don't know what they're doing and they truly are afraid, or they know exactly what they're doing and they're just flat out psychopathic liars who use people to get what they want. And they think they're perfect. And they're usually cheaters and adulterers. And I have a lot of other words to call certain people. But they're just human. They're just humans. Boys will be boys kind of attitudes, and boys like their boy toys. And they like to win at everything sometimes, and yeah, football games. And everyone has a different perspective and approach to life. And so long as they're not killing anyone, that's good. So long as they're not stealing, breaking into people's houses and stealing, or their cars and stealing, and so long as they're not rioting and looting, running around shooting guns at people, tasering people, so long as they are peaceful and have a little bit of brain cells left in their head, and they've been educated and have read a lot of history and realize that there's a lot of wisdom in that Bible, but there's a lot of stories too that are screwed up, and anyone can use the Bible to back up their approach to the world. That's why we have different religions like Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses and even witchcraft and paganism is in the Bible. And there's all sorts of things, relationships, and there's eating babies in the Bible. And there's adulterers and murderers and all sorts of behavior that was sanctioned and approved of by the Old Testament God, that then, not the eating babies, and not the adultery, but it was forgiven. And murdering was frowned upon. But it's different when you're at war, I guess, with an enemy. Anyways, I don't like to have enemies. I prefer to have friends. And the New Testament says that sometimes enemies will be members of your own household. I've experienced that before. Siblings like to yell at me. Kids like to yell at me. Ex-husbands like to yell at me. Current husbands like to yell at me. Friends like to yell at me. I guess I'd rather be yelled at some days than totally and completely ignored. Although just having a nice, pleasant conversation's the best route, taking the higher road, and forgiving people for mistreating you, and then being able to use your experiences in comedy and stories is always good, because if you get through a 24-hour period alive, that's an accomplishment. You just get through another 24-hour period alive, and it keeps unfolding, and pretty soon you start seeing, if you live long enough, you can start seeing irony. That's fun. It's always fun to see irony. And then if you have been through enough stuff, you can start letting all your rage and anger settle down, just to embrace satire. And then if you have enough power and control over yourself, you can draw upon the drama when called for. And you can go from 0 to 100 like that. So once upon a time, I was asked to stay home from some people in power because I think I scared the shit out of them. I was wearing a costume, black and white striped tights, and a mini skirt, and a Good Seed Dave's Killer Bread tank top, and my hat with political buttons that said "pissed off" on it, and all these political buttons, and a sign off my back that said "Men like Trump can still kiss my royal." And I designed a purse that had a little elephant trunk tucked in there. It's tuckable, and I would take it out and wag it at people and shock them. And I told the school that I could invite Richard Spencer to campus and tell him to suck my dick because he sounded like Hitler, and I thought Hitler died a few years ago. And they said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." I said, "Okay." And then I kind of saw the writing on the wall of what's going on in the world. But this was back in 2016. I saw this kind of coming around the corner with Trump in office, because I was taking trauma studies in medieval England with the Black Plague, and I thought that Chaucer, his Book of the Duchess, could be viewed as a work of satire, and the professor, darling woman, argued with me and said, no, it wasn't a work of satire. So she said it wouldn't make a good paper. And I thought, well, really? Lady White died from the Black Plague? That's funny. That's ironic. And the Black Prince, John Gaunt, was very gaunt after his wife died. He was sad. Anyways, after I was asked to stay home, I found out that another student from another university wrote a paper about Chaucer's works as works of satire. So I also offered to throw myself off of the Prince Lucifer Campbell Soup Box building, the ugliest building they put us English majors in at the University of Oregon, in an Icarus and Daedalus flying leap. And I said, resurrect this, you motherfuckers! Give me back my kids! And then they asked me to stay home. Obviously, I have not thrown myself off of a building, nor will I. But they also had not watched the movie Meet John Doe with Barbara Stanwyck in it. That's a great movie. It's about a writer. And Barbara Stanwyck has a pretty fast tongue and fingers on her when she gets pissed. Kind of like me. And if I get really pissed, I get funny. And then I usually tell someone I'm going to suck their dick. Like I did to Professor Saunders, who pissed me off and taught me how to cuss like a 17th century pirate. So I admire him. He comes from Wales. He has a great Welsh accent. And he looks like Bill Nye the Science Guy with his cute little bow tie. I'm pissed that I never got to take one of his comic book studies classes. That pisses me off. He's a wizard. Because though in Oregon, it's a fairy tale over here. I'm a witch. And I live across the street from Snow White. That's her legal name. I cleaned her bathroom. And it's raining today. So it's a great day to stay inside and be safe from crazy people. Which I'm not one of them. I've met some, but I'm not one. I know my real name and my date of birth and the city and or town and state, county where I live. And I know my mother's name and my father's name and my sisters and brothers and my children's names. I have a lot of family. And so I came from a herring family. That's fishy. And I tell stories. And some of them are whoppers. And they're true. I like pirates. I like people who wear patches all over their eye. I don't know why, I just do. I know people who have glass eyeballs. Some of them are nice and some of them aren't. Some of them can walk the plank. And some of them can dance. My own son had an eye, had to have a couple surgeries. This happens sometimes. And I'm proud of him. He's going to do a lot of great things with his life. I did something right. One time, he was pissed. And he wanted to blow up his school. And that concerned me. So I talked to him, like a good mother would. I just talked to him. And I said, well, would you like to do this with a bunch of people in the building and hurt your friends and kill people and go to prison? And he goes, no, it'll be empty. I said, oh, good, that's good. I said, well, how are you planning on doing this? And he was in grade school. He goes, well, I'm going to build a time travel machine and go back in time and get a dragon and bring it back up here, and the dragon's going to poop on the school and light the principal's butt on fire with its fiery breath. And so when he told me that, I knew he was good. It was good. That's good. That's a great imagination. And so I drew a picture of his story while he was telling me, and as he looked at the picture, we both started laughing. Now, I have imagined blowing up some buildings, which I won't do, just as a caveat. I've imagined blowing up some courthouse buildings and police departments and stuff like that. But I won't do it. Why? Because I'm wiser than that. I would rather enjoy my freedom and just write fiction because I have a degree in it that I work my ass off for. Even if my family doesn't respect me, or even if my friends or my family don't want to read what I write, they can go take a flying leap. Because not everyone wants to work for McDonald's or Jerry's or a hospital where they could get sick and die. Not everyone wants to be a mother. They don't have to. They can have as many abortions as they want. Not everyone is given talents like a singing voice or playing instruments. So you get the talents you're given and you should use them to the best of your abilities. I have a talent for pissing people off and cussing and calling people assholes and telling wild stories about how I'm the Antichrist with a capital T-H-E and you don't want to mess with me. And my ex-husband thinks I'm the Antichrist with a capital T-H-E, like the Antichrist. There's a reason why he's afraid of me. Why? Good question. I threw water on him. He's a freak. I might show up knocking on his door and he's going to think I have a gift basket full of art supplies to hand to my daughter? That's scary. God. Ugh. Anyways. Yep. I hope everyone's having a great Sunday and you're doing what you're called to do. And if you're out there protesting, stay safe. If you get trapped in a great big crowd, where's all the bathrooms for these protesters? Where do they go to the bathroom if they've got to go poop in the middle of the day? I mean, are those restaurants open? Are there porta potties? I didn't see any on the news. But social distancing protesting is great. I saw the car convoy. That's great. That's a way to protest. I remember watching that movie once, Convoy. Anyways, one of the questions that I was asked is, can you be friends with an ex-narcissist? And most of the responses is, no, you can't. What if your ex-narcissist is brainwashing your children to be estranged from you? I would like to be a friend, cordial friend to my ex-husband so I can have access to my children and we can start a dialogue. But he doesn't want to talk because his version of abuse is using the power and control will of silence, elimination. It's like a living death. But that's just how he is. He's antisocial. And he eliminates his opponents. I'm just thankful he didn't kill me. I'm thankful I'm still alive.